Welcome to the Sports Card Talk Show. Sports Card Talk Show with Kevin Anderson and Lauren Walker, the Skol Brothers.
Welcome to episode 92 of the Sports Card Talk Show. We have our final Monday Mount Rushmore. Wow. I'm excited, but at the same time, it's kind of
bittersweet.
Yeah, bittersweet, a little sad, you know.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun, but kind of ready to close that chapter.
Yeah. We have Travis at New York Giants fan 1990 coming on and helping us with the Giants.
Yeah.
This was another one of those franchises that was a lot of fun to dig into. I learned a lot. They've been around. I think they got to be one of the charter teams in the NFL because their history goes way back.
Right. And you even had a little heated debate with your son.
Oh yeah, we got into it hard. He's got
nice.
He's young. I'd like to say dumb. He's got some recency bias, and I'm like, look, dude, these guys back in the day were really good.
Yeah.
He's like, they were playing playground football, Dad.
Well, I think we should get Travis on the line and see what he came up with, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's dial him up.
Ring-a-ling ding-dong.
All right, we got Travis on the line. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Kevin and Lauren.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for reaching out.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah. This should be a good one, man. The Giants have quite the history.
Yes, they do.
So, sounds like you could put a few notes together. You want to jump right in and start with your honorable mentions? Sure.
So, my all-time favorite player is Mark Bavaro.
Oh, cool.
He was a beast. He had 33 touchdowns. During his career, he played for the Giants for most of his career. Came out of Notre Dame. He played for the Eagles and the Browns. He had over 4,733 yards. He played 126 games throughout his career. He is a two-time Super Bowl champion and also a two-time Pro Bowler.
Nice.
He also has a book out that's called Rough and Tumble, which is pretty.
Okay.
I recommend that if you get a chance to read it.
All right.
I know you guys are Vikings fans, but
football fans, though. We are
yes.
football fans for sure.
Next one is Lawrence Taylor, the sack master. He was drafted in the 1981 NFL draft. He came out of North Carolina State. It was pretty cool to see him on the NFL 100th year anniversary team, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I want to say, I can't remember.
That's all right. We know he's in there.
Yeah. He had to have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's arguably the best defensive player of all time.
Yeah. He has 132 sacks throughout his career. He's a two-time Super Bowl champion. He played with Terry Carson, Leonard Marshall. I actually had the chance to meet him at one of the card shows. Super nice guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
He was at the card show that we did in October down in the cities. We didn't.
Different day though, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, was he on Sunday?
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, and we left. We were there for Friday and Saturday. We worked it Friday and Saturday.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the Giants Ring of Honor. They retired his number 56. He had 9 interceptions throughout his career, 10 Pro Bowls, and I think he deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
He aside from that, I don't know how many defensive player awards he won. Defensive player, but he also is only one of 2 defensive players ever to be named the MVP of the whole NFL of the league. So I mean, yeah, he's just absolutely a beast.
Cool.
And the next guy is going to be Harry Carson. He's a 9-time Pro Bowler. He played with Lawrence Taylor also. Carl Banks, another great Giant. He had 19 sacks throughout his career. He played 173 games with the Giants. He was inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2006. He's also in the Giants Ring of Honor along with Lawrence Taylor. And he's a 2-time All-Pro.
Nice.
What I read about Harry Carson, I can't remember who it was. I think, I don't know if it could have been Belichick, but they would start their defense, I think, with Carson over Taylor. Like,
Really?
Carson was that great of a leader of the defense. He was like the heart, the soul, the brains. You know, Lawrence Taylor was just a freak of nature. But Harry Carson was everything that epitomized the Giants' defense during his playing years. Like, he's I know that whenever I was doing research on him, both Lawrence Taylor and Harry Carson made the all-time NFL team for the 3-4 defense. So you'd have Harry and Lawrence on that team. Out of all the linebackers that ever been in a 3-4 defense, the Giants would have 2 of them in
Nice.
in Carson and LT.
Have you ever seen Carson's face mask?
I probably have on a football card, but I don't.
Pretty cool.
Now we're gonna be searching that as soon as we're done.
It's got like 5 or 6 bars on it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, nice. We're gonna have to double check that.
Yeah. I've got plenty of 1980s junk wax cards in my storage unit. So. But that, I mean, we're talking. I probably haven't looked at some of those cards in 20 years, and my memory is slipping every day. So.
Yeah, we'll just look it up online.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Have you seen Lawrence Taylor Football Life?
No, I haven't.
That was pretty good.
Oh, okay. Man, you're giving us all kinds of stuff to look up. A book to read, this thing on LT, and oh man, the helmet. Cool.
Who you got next, man?
My last guy is going to be Eli Manning.
Okay.
He is a class act guy in my eyes. Never throw anyone under the bus.
That's probably his one. You're saying this is a good thing, but it probably is a bad thing too, because Eli, way too nice a guy.
Yeah. Yep. Even John Mara said that's all it was about him being a Giant. He was just like class act.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a 4-time Pro Bowler. Played for 16 seasons with the Giants, which I was happy about.
Yeah.
I don't think I could see him in another uniform.
No.
He has 366 touchdowns, and he has quite a bit of interceptions too. He's known for that.
Yep.
He's the only player to beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. He's a 2-time Super Bowl MVP. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler, I believe. I could be wrong, though. 4-time Pro Bowler.
Oh, okay.
He played 236 games with the Giants. And he has over 57,000 passing yards.
Wow.
Yes. So
It's kind of fun looking back on that kind of stuff because, the numbers are pretty impressive.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and he didn't have a lot of weapons the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Our offensive line was terrible.
Yeah, that wasn't helping at all.
Barkley couldn't run the ball.
Yeah.
I'm happy they got rid of Shermer.
Yeah, they got to do a little work on that line for them, though. No matter who's going to be, taking over.
That
now.
seems to be a big problem with a lot of NFL teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear like so many people go, don't draft a wide receiver. Like a podcast that me and you both listen to are like, don't draft another wide receiver. We need offensive linemen.
Yep.
And the Vikings, that's been a complaint in Minnesota for several years, is that we need offensive linemen to protect our quarterback. Yeah. And that's where the game starts, honestly.
Yeah,
that's the most important position. People don't realize that either. Your running back's only going to be as good as your offensive line.
Yeah.
If you have a terrible offensive line, your running back's not going to do anything.
Yeah, and your quarterback's running for their lives.
Teams are great when they got great offensive linemen and great defensive linemen.
Yeah.
The trench where the war in the trenches is where the battle's won.
Yes, I mean you can relate to that. The purple people leaders.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one thing that the Vikings have always had is a really good defensive line.
Yeah.
When we've made really deep pushes in the playoffs, we've also had an offensive line to match that defense.
I love watching the reruns of the Vikings defense. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll when you see this video drop, we got the purple people eater bobbleheads on the other side of the computer.
So it's funny that you just happened to mention that. I'm like, hey, we got those up today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the set today.
Yeah.
You think Diggs is going to be back next year?
Everybody's speculating out all over in the world. This is the deal. He counts $9 million against the Vikings cap no matter what next year.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing that's the smart people in Minnesota are saying Diggs ain't going nowhere because we can't. Yeah. That's $9 million that we can't make up.
No.
And we're already if we're having to pay the guy, we might as well keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole thing is if we draft a line to protect the quarterback and run the ball, that's just going to open up the passing game. So hopefully he'll be happy.
He's going to be good too.
Oh yeah. Yep.
He started off a little slow, but I think he's going to be good back.
Sure.
Now, I don't know if are you done with your Mount Rushmore?
Yes.
Okay, well, I just want to throw you are allowed a few honorable mentions, so I want to name a few guys that Michael Strahan.
Yes, an all-time great.
Yeah, me and my kid were arguing about I'm like I'm like, yeah, we're shooting the Giants Mount Rushmore tonight. And he's like, okay, let me guess who's going to be on it. And he's like, well, LT. He's like, Eli. I'm like, I don't know if Eli's making my Mount Rushmore. He's like, well, Michael Strahan. I'm like, I don't know if Michael. He's like, he just started getting mad. and
he still holds a record too for 22 sacks.
Yeah. So, but yeah, those two guys definitely. I'm like, whatever.
Well, I feel like Favre kind of gave it to him.
Oh yeah, he definitely does. That's definitely. But
that's another class act guy too. Red Favre.
There's some really old time. This is like before my time football players. If you dig deep into the Giants' history, there's Emlyn Tummel.
Yes.
He held the record with 79 picks until Paul Krause broke it in the. Wow. Yeah, 79 interceptions for his career. 1 year of the league, he had more return yards on kick and punt returns and interception returns than the best running back had rushing yards from scrimmage.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
He also, I didn't do a lot. That's the one thing that kind of blew my mind, but I also believe he might be the first black player to be elected to the NFL Hall of Fame, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he would pick off the ball and just run circles around people. There's also I already mentioned Michael Strahan, and most everybody out there knows who he is.
Yes.
But also Frank Gifford.
Yes.
The few things he won the NFL, he was, I think, the MVP of the 1956 title game. He made the Pro Bowl 8 times at 3 different positions. He got it as he made the Pro Bowl as a running back, a wide receiver, and a defensive back.
Yeah.
He played in a day where these guys back in the black and white days, if you want to call it that, didn't come off the field. They just played a different position on the other side of the field. So I had to give a mention to Frank Gifford. And you obviously got to mention Parcells, Coach Parcells.
I was debating if I wanted to put him.
Yeah.
He's a great coach.
And I just, the Giants got such a great history. I just didn't want to leave those guys off the episode. Also, Sam Huff was really great linebacker. And the story that I found most compelling about him is, I think he was signed as a receiver or a tight end, or they didn't have a roster spot for him for that. He left the team upset.
Really?
Lombardi, assistant coach Vince Lombardi. Vince Lombardi was an assistant coach for the Giants at the time. Chased him down at the airport and asked him to come back. Tom Landry, the defensive coordinator for the Giants. Tom Landry now. We got Vince Lombardi and Tom Landry, both assistant coaches. Both assistant coaches on this Giant staff. Tom Landry created the 4-3 defense for Sam Huff to get him on the field.
Yeah.
And Sam Huff is one of those guys that's mentioned with the Nishkis and the Butkuses and, all those, the great linebackers of that heyday. So I just really thought that was a really cool story about Sam Huff. And
that's all. I did not know that. Thank you.
Yeah. It's, that's the funnest part we've had about doing this series is reading these cool stories and the stats aren't as cool as the stories you hear about these guys, Yeah, so
now he's giving us books to read and the LT. What was it? It was what was the name of it again for LT?
A Football Life.
A football.
The Football Life. Lauren Taylor.
Yeah. And we got to look up the face mask.
Yeah,
we're gonna be busy.
Yeah.
Well, I think we wrapped it up.
Yeah.
Got the Mount Rushmore. We got a lot of good mentions. We really appreciate you coming on. If you want to hang on the line for a second, we'll just talk for 1 minute off camera. But
sure.
We'll bring the episode to a close real quick. Episode 92, the final Monday Mount Rushmore, the New York Giants with Travis at New York Giants Fan 1990 on Instagram. Check them out. Great page.
Skol Brothers out.